Thank you, viewers. My name's Peter Lusweti Wamalwa. My journey in the music, I started playing instrument, as you see me in my hands. It's called Litungu. For 31 years now, playing. Since I finished school, I've been playing this instrument, and more we will talk about the instrument. This instrument is called an African harp in alignment language, but traditionally it is called Litungu in Luhya language, particularly Bukusu people who comes from Bungoma County. Litungu is played with an expert. Litungu is an inborn blood instrument. Yes, I can show you how to play it, but the authenticity of that Litungu, you should have that inborn blood. Litungu has 7 lines. Why 7? It is because the Bukusu people have 7 vowels. So they tune their instrument according to the vowels. Initially, the Litungu did not have the lines of fishing lines. They had to make the Litungu using tendons. Yes, Litungu has 7 lines. Why 7? It is because the Bukusu people have 7 vowels. That is why you find that they have 7 lines. They play Litungu according to those vowels. For example, okay, welcome viewers. Litungu has 4 parts. The first part is called a crossbar. A crossbar suspends 2 arms. 2 arms goes towards to the resonator, being carved by an envelope skin on its face. At the end of that resonator, we have an opening hole for the projection of the sound. On the crossbar, we have 7 tuning knobs. Others use them as tuning pegs, but that is not the authenticity of Litungu. We use tuning knobs because during those days we did not have pegs. The lines are suspended by these tuning knobs. Without tuning knobs, the lines will not be suspended. Here at the diaphragm of the resonator, we have a bridge. The work of the bridge is to suspend lines which are coming from the resonator towards the crossbar, which is suspended by tuning knobs. For example, we have got another slide skin woven here at the end of the resonator. Its work is to maintain the lines in one position. Another one is to make the resonator not to wear fast when being put on the surface like this or being hanged on the wall. When it comes to the contact of the wall, the resonator now will be waning off. So this part that has been covered by a small cut skin. It helps the resonator not to get worn very fast. Thank you. Okay, how to make this instrument? Litungu has a specific tree, which is a soft tree, called in the Kibukusu language, kumurembe. Kumurembe is a medicinal tree. When you have mumps, you go around 7 times and you are being healed. That's why we use it to carve the resonator first. After covering the resonator, from that kumurembe, now we take this resonator and bury it in the junction of 2 or 4 rods where they meet for 7 days. Why 7? We are remembering that this tree is a healer. So we bury it for 7 days. After that, we go and exhume that resonator. At the material day, now we look for an antelope skin, specifically an antelope skin. Why antelope? It is because an antelope skin, it is soft, somehow thick, and long-lasting. Because the antelope stays outside than the cut skin. So now the player will make sure that he makes holes around the resonator. And this holes must be 38. Meaning, why is 38? The Luhyas, we are 16 subtribes. And we assume that 38 is the mother of the 16, not 32, according to Lupugu's people. That's why we have 38 holes around the resonator. Being carved by the antelope skin, now we take 2 arms, which are made from any softwood, is hardwood, I mean, be it eucalyptus, name them. And the crossbar must have a specific now then tree, this one here. Why? It is because we say those 2 arms are the subtribes of Buku's people. And here we have a crossbar specifically comes from a tree in our language called kumsola. Kumsola means you will be blessed. So whenever you have a litungu, you should have that kumsola around, meaning that when you know how to play the litungu, as I do, I'm blessed by our ancestors. It is this kumsola that suspends the tuning knobs. Where did we get tuning knobs from? From a blanket. Why is it that we go straight for the blanket? It is because a blanket has some threads. So when you move it round the crossbar, it will not loosen the strings easily. Being supported by a bridge, now the tuning knobs made from a blanket will not allow the lines to go down or to go up. It will stick permanently where you have tuned it. Lastly, as you can see my instrument, both 2 arms are alike. But when you come to finishing, this edge is somehow long and this one is somehow short. We prefer it to belong because we normally say in the Bukusu that a woman will always be at the back of the man. So this side, we assume that a woman was created from the rib of a man that was broken from his rib of left-hand side. So we say that this is our man. In short, this is my wife. And this is me now. This line is steeper. We assume that this deep line is a boy. That's why Bugusus value boys. So we use this instrument to learn very many things. And it has every line, every decoration in this Litungu has a purpose. The color of the Litungu here, it means this is a cloud. But before the cloud, this is where the Bugusus came from. We came from Congo forest. And in the Congo forest, we have baboons. And you know how baboons looks like. That's why you see our resonator resembles the head of a human being. Thank you. How to play the Litungu? Since the Litungu has 7 vowels, it is tuned according to pentatonic scale and a traditional instrument. So, how to play it? We use what we call scratching and plucking method. Here we don't have a scratching method. For example, scratching method is you put your fingers in between the lines and then you start scratching. But traditionally, we use plucking method. You just pluck with your finger. Why do you use the first line? The first line is a right marker of all the 7 lines. If it is off, it's the first line that will determine which tune or which tone you are supposed to use. Or among the 7, which one doesn't have the same tune like the others, the rest of the lines. That's why we use the first line. In our language, we say it is a heart. We say kumoyo. Kumoyo means heart. If you don't have this line, now your Litungu doesn't have a heart. That's how you can use when you want to play. For the learners, Litungu already has soft notations. But it loses one hyphen. A hyphen means in the music 1 octave low or 1 octave high. In simple terms, it has a half tone in every line. So, to make it complete for the sort of notation, you add number 7 and number 4 has an hyphen of a half a note. Number 2 and number 3, the same. So when you play, you will find yourself repeating 2 lines. For the learner to understand, he must go through this octave so that he can understand now how to play Litungu. The moment he masters the octave, it becomes very easy for a learner to learn. That is how Litungu is being played, and that is how the Litungu player will teach others to play. Now, when you want to maintain this tune, you must have 4 factors. 1, how do you hold your Litungu? The positioning is very important. Secondly, making sure that your Litungu is kept at a very good humidity places. For example, in a very good room that has a good temperature, for it not to come down or make the resonators membrane lose the tune. Secondly, before you start playing Litungu, you should keep in mind that is your Litungu tuned according to the vowels or not? Are the lines suspended well with the help of tuning knobs or the bridge before you start playing? Because the Litungu already has the accompaniment. So that combination must be put in place at a correct manner. The last one, the Litungu is played by 2 hands, and every hand has its line. There is a boundary between number 7, number 6, and number 5, number 1, and number 4. So the left hand side should go up to number 5, and the right one comes from number 1 up to number 4. That is the last factor. If you do like that, now you become a great Litungu player. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much, viewers. Again, we are talking about now sound. When you do a comparison between Litungu that I am holding right now, this one, and that one that has been programmed, all are nice. They have sound, but this sound differs. The Litungu that is made traditionally, it is tuned before being carved. The resonator is carved. And the person who is carving the Litungu, the player, must understand the thickness and the diameter of the resonator. During the selection of that resonator, the Litungu player must understand the grains that are in that lock or that wood, which can produce a good sound. That's why when you compare the two, you find that the traditional one is more authentic, is more vibrant. It has strength in it compared to the programmed one. You cannot cheat yourself that the Litungu that we are now comparing, being digitalized in a digital platform, is better than the Litungu that has been made locally. It is because we start making a good sound at its initial stage, making sure that the right materials assembled to make a Litungu are the correct ones. For example, you can find a Litungu player using a tuning back of a guitar. So the tuning back of a guitar have to consume some sound molecules before it reaches to the resonator. But this one, because we are using a mouth-following tuning knobs from a blanket, it cannot have that hitch. Instead, it makes it vibrant. That is why I'm trying to say the originality of the Litungu is more achieved than that one that is programmed when it comes to playing music of the Litungu. Lastly, you can find that nowadays people try to imitate. You find somebody playing Litungu, and he's not the one who's singing, and he's not the one who's playing. But when you give him the Litungu original, he cannot play. Simply because he is mixed with the sounds. So if you want to make the sounds clean, go for the one who has a traditional one that has the authenticity of the sound. Thank you. Thank you very much, my viewers, for attending my master class. I have been your host, Peter Lusweti Wamalwa. And also, my viewers, you can find me at Bomas of Kenya, where I teach people how to play instruments and how to dance. If you buy an instrument from my shop, I'll give you classes for free. Thank you very much.